So my name is Travis Nichols. With TNC Storage Finds, I do yard sales, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace, and eBay. I'm sure there's a lot of eBay videos out there, and this will just be another one in the millions of them that there are probably. But this is eBay Beginners by a Beginner by me at TNC Storage Finds. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Thank you very much. So there's 5 things that you need to start a basic eBay business. You don't need a lot, really. One thing I learned the hard lesson is you do need bubble wrap. Like, don't think, tissue paper or this, or like stuffing paper towels or anything inside the box is gonna work. You're definitely gonna need some bubble wrap, but I'll tell you the 5 things you're gonna need. You're gonna need bubble wrap, and let me show you. I recommend, honestly, buying the 200-foot roll. I think it was Office Depot. I think I got it in Longview. Here it is. You can buy a 75-foot roll for I think it's $22 or $23, or you can buy a 200-foot roll for like $6 more. So you get 3 times as much, a little under 3 times, like 2.75. I don't know the exact number, but you get basically 3 times as much for $6 or $7 more. So that's the first thing. Boxes. You're definitely going to need boxes. So you can go to any post office, most any post office, and they always have small, medium, and large priority boxes. Or you can go buy some, whatever you want. You can go look in dumpsters, you can go to liquor stores, you can go to grocery stores and find small boxes. Some of them will still give them to you, but if you don't have a way to buy them and you don't have a way to find them, you can even order online on the United States Postal Service. You can get on their website and order 10 boxes at a time. So you can say you need 3 packs of 10, and they'll give you whatever size you order. These right here are mediums, and they're all right size. You can get the larges as well. You can get any size you want, and they give them to you for free. They'll ship them to your front door. That's about how big it is right there, a medium, you know. So there's, you got to have bubble wrap, boxes. I did have a tape gun. I misplaced it, but I will say a roll of tape and some kind of packing tape and a tape gun, so that you tape your boxes down. This one ain't cooperating. There you go. And then you just rip it and seal your boxes up, or seal your put your shipping label on top and seal it up completely, so that you don't it doesn't get wet, ripped off, things like that, and your package get lost. You're gonna need a printer, possibly. It just depends. Printers are pretty cheap. You can go get a cheap one for 40 or 50 bucks. We got this one right here, this Canon, last year, brand new, for I think right at $50. And then you're gonna need either a phone or a computer. If you don't have a computer, you can download the eBay app and use your phone. I started on the phone, and unless you got to do something extensive, like that's when you would use your computer. But otherwise, you just basically use your phone for most of it. It's pretty simple. So the first thing I want to talk about is on your if you go to list something for eBay, all you storage unit people out there, or just regular person, you never know what you're going to find. You never know what you're going to list. If depending on your price range is what you want to list. But I'll show you here in a second how that's done. I wanted to show you how this is done in case y'all have any questions. Basically, you already know how to do this. So, like, I picked something up. For instance, this is my kids, but this is a pretty simple item. This Xbox controller goes to Xbox One. So we'll leave that there. And one right here, you would go to Google, and you click on that camera icon right there, and you take a picture. So let's move this to the right area. Let me take a picture. Take a picture as you see right there, and it brings it up. And you can see what the prices are at Microsoft.com for a brand new one. I don't know if you can see that. It says $55. Right there at eBay, it says $35. So I know that on eBay, on average, basically they're going for 35 bucks. There's one right there, $29.99 on eBay. But there's one on Poshmark. That's a crazy price, $115. But they range in price. So you would say, okay, I seen the two on eBay, one for $29.99, one for 35 bucks. So that's what your price range is. I mean, you could even go as far as to go to the eBay app and go right here to search, and you can click right here, and you move this thing back, take you a picture, and it brings them up 50, 35, and these are used. The brand new ones, obviously, that's an open box, it's $109, but that one's used, or that one's an open box, it's $50. Used is, that one's an open box as well, 35 bucks. Pre-owned, $14. That's the Xbox One. That's an older controller. You can tell by the keypad, like that part right there, looking at that one. But if you look at others that are just like it, there's one for $54.99. It's brand new. So you can figure if these pre-owned ones are going for $16, $15 to $25, you might put yours for, 20 bucks. You don't want to get it too high because obviously nobody's going to buy it. You don't want to get it too low because then somebody's like, what's wrong with it? So if I wanted to list this thing, I'd go right here all the way to the right side where it says selling, list an item, and I would put red camo Xbox One controller and see what it comes up with. And it comes up with all sorts of them. Obviously these two are red right here. That one's almost a burgundy. It's a Gears of War controller. It's not the same exact one, but the one at the very top is just like it. So what you would do is you'd click on that one that's literally just like that one, and you'd put used. If it was new, you'd put new. If it's open box, it's new, open box, that's the one you'd put. If it's not working, obviously you put for parts are not working. This one's used, it works. I'm going to delete this listing as soon as I make it, but I just want to go through this and show you. So you don't want to use stock picture, so we'll use the picture right here just for sake of showing y'all. Upload. And you can use the same title, or you can make your own, but for the sake of I'm just trying to give y'all a brief on how to do this. You can customize your title. You want to use as many keywords as possible and describe it as much as possible so that people know. You look through here to make sure it says condition used. It did that a while ago. So you would go through just to make sure that it doesn't have anything that in all the item specifics, to make sure that none of it is wrong. You don't want to send somebody something with the wrong title or the wrong item specifics. So you could come down here to the description and add something else. If it's not working, you can put what's not working about it or what's broke. You can do all sorts of things. You can, it's already, since you've already chose to basically copy a listing, it would go under, it would already have all that filled in. If you made your own specific listing, you would have to fill in all the item specifics. Normally it'll pick a category based upon what it is. If not, you would have to pick a category. You'd have to put your own description, which normally the description is the same exact thing as the title. It copies it word for word. So you can go on top of whatever else right here and type in whatever you'd like. Pricing, see, average sale price for these is $35. Starting bid, that's its recommended starting bid is $20.60. So if you wanted to make it $20 even, you just do that. If you wanted to accept offers, in case people wasn't buying it at that, you could put 15. If I do a $20 item, normally I do offers at $15 or $16. And I always set my offer amount to a certain amount, because you don't want somebody coming in and saying, hey, I'll give you $2 for it, like they work at GameStop or something. No, I mean, it's worth more than $2, but you can add a reserve price. You can add a buy it now, but normally the buy it now price is 30% higher than your starting bid. So if your starting bid was $20, you would have to add, you would have to make it $26 as the buy it now price. I don't do that very often unless it's a brand new item, but I haven't seen much, and things vary. I haven't seen much success in doing that because it's eBay, and I'm not no expert on eBay. Don't quote me, don't murder me on this page because I'm no expert on eBay. I literally started about back in December because it was slow for the storage units and yard sales. It was raining and cold. Nobody wants to come to a yard sale when it's raining and cold. So I started eBay, and I'm doing this because I had to figure things out. I watched a few videos, figured a few things out, but it's eBay beginners by a beginner. This is not, I'm not a 100,000-aire, whatever the term for that is. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't sell hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't sell millions of dollars worth of stuff. I'm not trying to convince y'all of something and you're thinking, wow, that's going to take 10 or 15 years. I'm showing you how you can literally make an extra $1,000 a month. More than that, depending on what you list. Depending on what you list, you can make as much as you want. But I make on average about $1,000 a month right now. I don't have the storage space to be going full-fledged. When I finally do, yeah, I'm going to hit it hardcore and list every day, all day. But I don't have that kind of storage space. So I work with what I have. But let me get off of that and back to this. Your shipping. So obviously, the best thing to do, let's say this thing does weigh 1 pound. Obviously, if you bubble wrapped it up and you put it in a box, that's going to add about 1 pound. So you want to get the exact weight of that controller. If it did weigh 1 pound exactly, just for the sake of numbers right now, I would say I'd put 1 pound 8 ounces. So that's 1.5 pounds between the box and the bubble wrap. And then I'd get the dimensions of that box and put them in right here. And then you pick your shipping service. Now you can pick whatever you want depending on the price. But one thing I've learned is if you're going to use United States Postal Service, use United States Priority Mail right here. Reason being, I had a $180 item the other day come up missing, never got delivered. I had to give a guy a refund. The good thing was it came out of a storage unit, so it didn't cost me an arm and a leg for what I lost. But it was first class, so I had no buyer protection or no seller protection. So I wound up losing the money that he sent me and my item because there was no buyer protection. So if you have an option based upon the size of the box or the weight, and you're going to use United States Postal Service, I would say use Priority Mail. You obviously would go in here and put your zip code if it says there's a problem. You can boost your visibility in places across eBay networks with promoted listings. You can press sell it faster and sell it faster. I don't do that because if it's gonna sell, it's gonna sell. I've had items that I didn't think were gonna sell and they sold. And I've had items that I'm like, wow, that's a good price. That's gonna sell, and it didn't sell. So, and I've even listened to people, some of them big time guys on YouTube that do nothing but eBay, whatnot, Poshmark, Mercari, Amazon, things like that, and they'll tell you that they have the same kind of luck and with selling promoted listings. So right here, you'd press list your item. Now I'm gonna have to delete this in a minute because if it sells, my kids are gonna have a fit. And you can press pay now to promote, or not now. I just press not now. That's up to you. It would cost, and plus it would cost $4.49 for 7 days of visibility boost, and it's only a $20 item. So I mean, you're losing by the time if you think you went and found that at a garage sale or something for $5, maybe $10, and you listed it just to double your money or triple your money. If you spent $5 to boost it, you'd lose half your profit. So no, I don't do that a lot. I've never done that actually, and I've still had quite a bit of success. So now it's done. Now let me go back in. Let me show you how to do this. Sort newly listed. You can press sort right here and find out. You can press sort right here and find ending soonest, ending latest, highest price, most watchers, most views, most bids. So let me click back on that controller. Let me click at these 3 dots up here. Oh. Revise listing. I think that's what it is. No, that's not it. Right here, you would click right beside it at the 3 dots in listing, and then you have to go through and check. It says the start price or reserve price is incorrect. The item was lost or broken. The item is no longer available for sale. The listing contained an error. I'm going to put the item is no longer for sale. If someone has bid on it or anything else, obviously they let me go ahead and get that off here. It sends you that message. If somebody has bid on it or bought it and you cancel it, you have to pay a fee. So I got that one off of there. So if someone sends you an offer, we're going to go now to scams and offers. I have one right here that's paid and shipped. Let me just show you. Let me cover that up. That's their address. You can click right here. If someone sends you an offer and you can see their username, you can also click out beside it, and they're in parentheses, it'll have a number. Some people are new, so I wouldn't say no to everybody, but if it has a 0 in that parentheses, because you can click on it right there and see that woman or person, sorry if it was a man, they have 100% positive feedback, and I can't remember whether that's 246 items sold and bought, or that's 246 feedbacks. But all their feedback they've gotten in the last 12 months is 10 positive feedbacks, and it's good. All feedback altogether is 270. So you can look in that parentheses and see that it is a obviously reputable buyer and or seller. So if someone sends you something and they're saying, hey, I need you to they want you to talk to them outside of eBay, off eBay messages, I would recommend not doing that. Some people will try to email you and say pay through PayPal or send it to a different address. They could be drop shipping, they could be scamming. But one thing I've learned with eBay is And this goes for basically any kind of online marketplace, as far as I know. I'm not no expert, so don't, like I said, if I miss something or I kind of chop something up, this is what I know. This is not for a fact. One thing I know is that sometimes people will contact you and they will try to talk to you outside of eBay on email. And the first time I ever sold anything, it was like $200, and someone sent me like a $250, $300 offer, and I was like, whoa, this is awesome. So in the parentheses out beside their name, it had a big fat goose egg, a 0, and they had just started their profile, but I was new as well, so I accepted it. Then they got on the email trying to get me to pay me through PayPal. Then they wanted me to do this and that to it, and they were going to add an extra $50, and I wound up telling them no, which is good because I talked to eBay personally. Unless it's authorized through eBay, you have no seller protection at that point. Some people will try to tell you to ship it to address A. No, they'll try to tell you to ship it to address B, but they're at address A. If that ever happens, you want to tell them, I will cancel the order, and you can change your address and purchase it again, because at that point you still are protected. If you ship it to address B and on their shipping label that has already been purchased, once they purchase and pay for the product, it has address A, you have no buyer protection or seller protection at that point. You are at the mercy of your own mistake. So I would say to that, don't ever ship it to the address unless they cancel and change their address. There's a lot of scams, but those are the two main ones I've come across. That and products not getting delivered, but part of that's the United States Postal System. Can't help some of that, but you can get priority mail. So at least you have $100 worth of protection. And if that ever happens, I've already dealt with the post office. All you got to do is print off your seller order for eBay with the tracking number, take it up to the post office and say, look, this didn't get sent. This hasn't been delivered in however long. You have 60 days to do that as well. From the day it was either sent or supposed to be delivered, you have 60 days. So you want to get that done as quick as possible, because procrastination is never a good thing. You just take your packing slip or your tracking number with your printout of the item you sold to the post office, and as far as I know, if it's whatever it costs you, they'll give you a refund. It'll probably go to your card. I don't know how that process works, because like I said, I messed up and went first class. So now I send everything I can priority mail. So the next thing I'm going to get into now is showing you how to print and or send your shipping label to somebody that can print it for you, because not everybody has a computer, not everybody has a printer. I understand. I started on a phone, and I just happen to have a printer, but some people can't afford a printer, but they can afford their phone because they've had their phone. So I'll show you how to do that. So right here, this item's sold. I'm going to go to purchase shipping label. That was the one I was showing you a while ago. I've been waiting on something to sell. It's kind of been slow for me, but I've been transitioning to a few other things, so I haven't been keeping up with eBay as much. I've been kind of lazy, but I need to get back on it hardcore again, make a little bit extra money. But there is U.S. priority mail, and you can go to purchase shipping label. If you don't have a printer, don't worry. I'm going to show you how to get around that. You can use the QR code that they give you, or you can send it to somebody via Facebook Messenger. You can send it in an email. You can send it in a text message. It doesn't matter. So right here, you go to print label. and you click on that. I don't know about Androids, but if you're on an iPhone, you can click on that. And right here, I'd select my wife under Facebook Messenger. And right here, in case you got multiple items selling, you always want to label them, so you don't have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it has the little message under the PDF file. I put Apple TV, just Apple TV, Apple TV box or whatever you want to put. I'm just going to put Apple TV. Send, because my printer is missing a cord. So this thing, even though it's sitting here, does not work right now. I got to find the cord for it. This is why I've been doing this. It ain't expensive to find a cord, but you know, I'm kind of lazy. Whatever kind of cord that one is, the square USB, that's the one I'm missing that hooks up to the computer. So anyway, once that's printed, depending on how you send it or whatever, you would just go in, print the label off. It'll come a half sheet of paper if you print it on paper, you know, because not everybody's got a Zebra printer, and we ain't everybody got one of them nice printer machines that makes that's all they do is print labels. Most people have regular printers. You go on and cut your label down to size, put it on your box, and then tape across all sides of the label. And it's as simple as that, people. 5 things: bubble wrap, boxes, tape gun, a printer. If you need, if you have it, you can print them off at work. You can ask your friend to print them next door. You can go to a library and print them. I mean, you don't have to buy a printer, a phone, or a computer, you know. That's for beginners. Like I said, don't kill me, murder me on this video. Don't, please don't just like, oh, you missed this or you missed that. Look, I just went over the basics for people so that if you're starting, you can see a beginner myself and realize, wow, it's really not that hard.